Hey guys, Portly Paladin here with another update. It's March 13th. Um, still screwed up, so can't tell you how much I weigh this time. Um, what I'm gonna focus on now, since my scale's messed up until we can get a new one, is how I feel. This week I've been really tired. Um, I haven't slept real great this week. I'm not really sure why. I know that our bed is pretty horrible, honestly. Waiting desperately for the tax return so we can actually buy a new bed, at least a new mattress and box spring. Um, so that should help a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling really tired, really kind of worn down, just a little bit crappy, really, to be perfectly honest. Um, yeah, it's whatever. But I am feeling slimmer. If I don't know, how to explain it or really how to make it make sense. But it's true. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit slimmer. I was at work the other day wearing the jeans I normally wear, and they just sort of felt better. Like they fit a little bit better. Um, I don't really know how to explain it. They just fit better. They felt better on me. Um, I don't know. I feel like I'm getting around a little bit better than I have been in the last week or two. Uh, can't really say that anything more than that, honestly. It's just I don't know. I just feel better. Feel like I'm doing a little bit better. Maybe it's because for a while there I was eating pretty bad during all the stressful situations I was dealing with, and now that that's kind of over for the most part. Um, I'm kind of going a little bit back on track. Actually, at work, I won a $10 iTunes gift card, which I've been using to get a few apps. One of the apps that I just recently picked up, it's not the actual Weight Watchers app because technically I'm not a member of Weight Watchers. My wife is. She's the one who pays and goes to all the meetings and everything. So she's got the real Weight Watchers app. However, I have this, I think it's called Quick Bites or Bear Bites or something like that. I want to say it's Bear Bites. I'm not really sure why. Phone's in the other room, or else I would check it for you. But maybe by the time I put up this video, I'll put a little note in here to tell you what it is. But it's basically Weight Watchers points. Uh, I've tested it against several things, and the formula that it uses for calculating both points you get that you're allowed and the points in food are exactly the same. Like I said, I've checked multiple items. I've tested it multiple times in a couple of different ways, and it still repeatedly comes up that it's exactly the same. It's a very good food tracker. Um, it I think it's gonna help me stay on task every day to give me an idea of or so that I know exactly how many points. It's been quite a long while since I've been keeping track of my points. For the most part, actually, I've spent a lot of time just guesstimating, and I think that it's probably been months since I actually wrote down what it is I eat, and I think that has a good amount to do with some of the troubles I've had lately. I'm hoping that's the case, and I'm hoping that these making a few changes like this are actually going to help me. Um, but I definitely like it. I definitely like the ability to keep track of my points on the go, no matter where I am. Whereas I used to keep everything in a notebook, so I'd have to try to scribble something down somewhere every time I eat something, so that when I would get home, I could check and see the points. Because I wouldn't always carry a points calculator with me, so I could just now, if I'm at work and I get a really bad hunger pain and I really want something to eat, I can go to the vending machine and make a decent choice. And then when I get back to my desk, I can actually put in the actual point value of that item just by using the calculator and then punching it right into my phone. Um, so it's going to keep me more on track for sure. Um, in terms of the activity and the exercise, it's dying, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I even called today to cancel my gym membership. Couldn't. I have to do it in person, which I think is stupid. But um, yeah, because I mean, with this work schedule, I just can't get there and maintain a normal life with my wife. I mean, yeah, I could go after work, but I get off of work at 8:30 in the evening. So if I went after work, by the time I get home, it'd be 9:30, and my wife normally goes to bed around 10:30. I'd barely get any time to see her. I could go in the morning before work, but I leave for work at 8:30 in the morning, so I'd have to get up and go um, to the gym at like 6 in order to, about 6:30. I'd have to get up at 6 o'clock and get to the gym about 6:30 in order to have enough time to work out, come home, take a shower, get ready, and go to work. I'm not going to take a shower at the gym. It's not going to happen. Two reasons. One, I look like this, and I don't want to be in a public shower. Second reason, I don't know if they keep those things clean. And that's just kind of gross. I don't know. I keep my shower clean, and I know that it's good, so yeah, I don't. That's just weird to me, taking, a public shower. And besides, like the whole athlete's foot issue and everything. No, I'm not getting dressed in front of other people either. No, that's no, no, no. I'm gonna come home and take a shower, and there's really no, there's no getting around that. I'm definitely not going to take a shower and get dressed at the gym. Um, so going in the mornings is just not going to work. I was trying to go on Wednesdays, my day off, but uh, I wasn't really able to make that happen either. Um, and the weekends generally aren't good either. I usually have 50 million things to do on the weekend, um, so I just can't really fit it in. So it's just going to drop by the wayside now. My wife and I are looking into refinancing our house, um, to try to help us out with a few things. And when we do that, or if it goes through, we should have a little bit of extra money. So we have discussed going ahead and buying a few pieces of equipment to put here in the house. And if that happens, then absolutely, I will get up in the morning and I will get on the treadmill and I'll walk and I'll walk and I'll get on the when I'm able to get on the elliptical machine and do that. We're gonna get some free weights and stuff too if we can, and I'll definitely do that sort of thing too, to get some cross training going and make sure to keep toning as well as just um, getting the cardio in. So yeah, I mean that'll be fine with me. I have no problem with that. That's going to work out pretty well. Um, and then I can just take a shower right after. Can listen to whatever I want. I can not have to deal with people staring at me. I'm not going to have to pay $10 a month to go, and I won't feel guilty if I end up having to miss a day because of something going on, because I'm paying $10 that month. I'm not actually getting my money's worth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm hoping that does end up coming down and that happens, because that will make me very happy if we can do that. But pretty sure that's really about it. I can't really think of anything else to do for part of my update this week. Um, you know what? I will talk about what I'm eating for breakfasts this week. We've been doing a lot of like egg bagels for breakfast, or egg sandwiches, I guess I should say, where I was taking one whole egg and one egg white, whipping them together, and putting them in the microwave for about a minute in a glass bowl. Um, I know that sounds crazy if you're into cooking at all like I am, to use the microwave or something like that, but I went to my local bagel store and was noticing that every single time they whip out these perfect circular patties of egg in no time flat, and I couldn't figure out how they were doing it. So I asked one of the owners one day, and I said, you guys make these perfect eggs, and I can't figure out how you do it. How do you get these eggs so perfect without like any brown on them? And it takes a minute at most. by the time you know, toast the bagel, throw on the freaking egg and a slice of cheese, and you can get it out to me within like 2 minutes when you've got all these other orders. I mean, how can you do that? And I was told that that's what they do. They take a glass bowl and they spray it with a little nonstick stuff, beat up an egg, put it in the bowl, microwave it for a minute, done. So that's what I've been doing. And I do it kind of prep everything early, like I've mentioned before. I do it all on Sunday, so I will go in the kitchen. It'll take me maybe half hour, 40 minutes, and I can crank out 10 breakfasts, one for me and one for my wife for every day of the week. Well, now 9, since I don't have to deal with Wednesdays. But actually, I should probably go ahead and keep on making breakfasts on Wednesdays because I still have to eat on Wednesday. This is not going to be work, but I can eat it at home. Anyway, so I do that, and that's pretty good. We usually put a piece of low-fat, low-calorie cheese on there. It's like maybe a point a slice, I believe. So with the eggs, it'd be 2 points for the egg, because one whole egg's 2 points, and egg white is 0. Until you get to 3, then it's 1 point. So that beaten egg patty is only going to be 2 points. And then we got the piece of cheese that's a point, so that's 3 points. And then we take a whole wheat bagel, whole grain bagel, which I believe is something like 6 points. So it's like 9 points for this breakfast sandwich, and it's pretty filling. But we've been doing it for quite a while, and it started to get a little old. So then we moved on to doing it on egg muffins, the English muffins, rather. And then we were mixing in like a little bit of sliced ham to kind of spice it up and make something a little different. But we were just kind of floundering on ideas. So this past Sunday, I ended up having a few leftovers in the fridge and needed to get rid of them, and I was trying to find a way to get rid of them. And I hit upon a great idea for breakfasts for this week. What I did is I had some mushrooms. I diced those up with some onions, some bell peppers, and some garlic, sauteed all of that together until everything was nicely soft and cooked through. Put it aside in a bowl. A little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper. Then I had some diced ham that we actually bought specifically for making these breakfast sandwiches. I was just going to make like sort of little mini omelets with the ham and put some cheese on top. But I think what I ended up with was much better. But then I cooked that off until most of the moisture was gone. Put that to the side. Then I diced potatoes, maybe like 2 potatoes for the entire thing. Very small dice, like maybe 1/4 of an inch, if that. Probably even more, like 1/8 of an inch, actually. It was pretty small. No, not 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, definitely. Pretty small dice. And then I microwave, scrubbed the potatoes, diced, left the skin on, because there's many more vitamins in the potato if you leave the skin on. Diced them up, rinsed them really well to get all the starch off of it, drained them as well as I could, put them in a glass bowl, covered the top with plastic. This I actually learned from a TV show called America's Test Kitchen. Works fantastically if you like to have, like, breakfast potatoes for breakfast or something like that. But put those in there, put plastic wrap on the top nice and tight, throw them in the microwave 6 minutes. Took them out after 3 minutes, sort of shook it around, put it back in there again. Another 6 minutes. Cooks them most of the way through, like 75% of the way. Then I pour them out onto a towel-lined cookie sheet to let them kind of cool off and steam off. It gets all the extra moisture off of them, like maybe 10-15 minutes, let them sit there. While you're waiting, you can get out a cast iron skillet, or in my case, I already had one out that I just sort of rinsed out because I cooked everything else in it. Get it nice and hot, throw in a little bit more olive oil, put in the cooked potatoes, season those up with seasonings of your choice. I used salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and a little bit of cayenne pepper to give it a little bit of a zing. Cooked those up. Then I took some baby spinach leaves that we had, kind of shredded those up a little bit just by chopping them into ribbons. Mixed everything together. Left the spinach raw. Mixed everything together into some beaten eggs. Poured it all into a sprayed 13 by 9 dish. It was about 10 eggs, if I remember correctly. But again, it was for 8 days. So in the end, It was 8 eggs, 2 egg whites. But anyway, so in the end, it was actually less points in terms of the eggs than it normally would be because I had 8 eggs. It was so we were getting 1 egg each per day instead of 1 egg and an egg white. So, and then I guess a quarter of an egg white or something. But anyway, and then we had the potatoes, and then we had everything else all mixed together in there, and I cooked it a little bit in the skillet to kind of start the egg cooking and get it nice and hot. Poured everything into the baking dish and put it in the oven until it was cooked through, maybe 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Pulled it out, cooled it off, cut it into 8 pieces, 4 for each of us. And every morning for breakfast, we throw 2 pieces of that casserole into the oven to warm it back up, toast an English muffin, and we have a nice crunchy English muffin with a little, I mean, it's a decent sized piece. It's maybe about that thick, and it's maybe like 3 inches by 3 inch square. And it's a decent meal. It's a decent breakfast. And I'm guesstimating this piece to be about maybe 6 points. Because, I mean, most of what's in there is no points. Onions, garlic, green peppers, 0 points. Mushrooms, I believe, have a few points, but I didn't use very many, maybe 12 ounces for the entire thing. And then the ham has a few points. But again, I didn't use very much. I think it was, again, 12 ounces for the whole thing. And ham is 1 point per ounce. Potatoes, I only used 2 potatoes, and each potato is maybe 4 points. So the entire dish had, 20 plus 10 eggs is 20 points, 40. Maybe I have something like 48 points, and then it was separated out into 8 pieces. If I'm doing my math correctly, that means 6 points per piece, right? Yeah. So there you go. Say about 6 points for each piece, and that is not a lot. And then I think the English muffins are 3 points. So this breakfast is still 9 points. But to me, it's way more filling and satisfying and fulfilling than the breakfast sandwiches we've been having. So I think we're going to do this a little bit more often. Actually, I'm pretty sure we're planning on doing it again next week. So just something to think about, something to consider. I think it's a great breakfast. It's something to work with. My wife was trying a new lunch this week, which I don't believe was very many points. It was a what is it? The baked tortilla chips that she found with a low-fat chili, and I believe it was like some salsa or something mixed together as a little lunch that she was having. Which not very many points either. I think it was maybe 10 points or something like that for lunch, or nothing, not much at all. So there's ways to get food into yourself and into your diet without going crazy. If you really put in the effort and you think about it and you pay attention to what you're doing. So that's really all I wanted to get at with this whole bit of the video. So I am going to leave the video at that. It went longer than I expected it to, almost 20 minutes. But, it is what it is. So until next time, keep waging a war against your waistline. I am your portly paladin. See you next time.